We are live here on the red carpet down at the SRL HQ, ready to line up and award several awards to several players who have earned these awards throughout the course of the Season 5 in the SRL. Tim James, Liam Ryan, welcome to the panel here tonight. Our expert analysts joining me on the show. What are we looking forward to about tonight, boys?
Just seeing all the boys, get their awards and all that. And I'm glad to be on here alongside you, Lachlan and Liam. And keen to see how it all goes tonight.
I'm excited to see the SIMVP, the most prestigious award of the SIMVP, and who gets this award this season. Obviously, there's been some great winners over the past few seasons, so it should be good.
Obviously, this is the SIMVP Awards. We have renamed the SIMVP medal to the LB Strange medal, as I'll remind our viewers and Liam there too. Now, before we get started, we'll actually take a look at we'll take a look at the LB Strange leaderboard as we went behind closed doors at the end of round 4. Obviously, Brody Kennedy was out in front with 7 points, followed by Tyron Clay with 5. Matt Harris and Chris Lord at 4. With Jackson Anderson, Tyler Amatangi, Eli Barnes, David Barner, Casey Kay, and Stacey Pace all on 3 points as we went behind closed doors. Do we think, out of these guys, out of those guys that we've just named, obviously, which ones do we feel most likely to at least score a lot of points heading into, obviously, the last 5 rounds of the season?
Oh, well, it's pretty clear. You got to say,
Kennedy,
sorry, Liam.
I think Kennedy score points.
Clearly Kennedy, him at the back end of the season, he really turned up for the Eels, and he looked like one of the best fullbacks out there for Eels.
Towards the back end of the season, though, he was contained, I think, in his final 2 games.
Yeah, he might have been contained, but he did it all right.
With relative ease. I don't think he did well enough in the last 2 games for me to win the award, but he'll have to see how it goes.
We'll have to see about that one. But I do think Brody Kennedy did rack up a couple of points during that time where he was really going hard and he was scoring a hat trick at least a game, like Joey Kelly was doing now. He was scoring a bunch of hat tricks, but then sort of fell off at the back end. So I think I'll see him at the top there, but I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Any predictions for tonight's awards?
No, well, that's a pretty hard one. Well, I'll go with SIMVP. I'll probably say Brody Kennedy to win. I'll back him, but the positional ones are pretty hard to get my head around. I can't really wrap my name. I can't really get any names for him now. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, obviously, I think I'd like to do an unobvious one. And I'll do Centre of the Year. I think Josh Shuttlecart's going to win Centre of the Year. One of those spots.
Fair enough. I think it's time, before we get into, obviously, awarding the awards that people aren't aware of already, we'd like to obviously congratulate Luke Thompson, the Luke Thompson medalist of Season 5. Obviously, Luke Thompson medalist for most points in a season. Luke Thompson, up to 5 seasons, holds the record for the most points in the SRL. Carl Lewis winning the Luke Thompson medal, the inaugural one, I guess you could say, for the most points in an SRL season. What are our thoughts on Carl Lewis this season as a whole? Obviously, racking up 88 points. That's an SRL record right there. Had an amazing season, didn't he?
Yeah, I'll go first. He did exceptional. I really thought at the start of the season he sort of looked unknown. And then he sort of just started getting better during the middle of the season. And he really found himself near the back end. And he really did, make a name for himself there. And, I'm not surprised that he got most points because he was also scoring lots of tries for a half. So he sort of looked like Luke Thompson back in Season 2, scoring all these points and scoring tries and stuff. So, I'm really, nice to see him up there, Kyle Lewis winning the award, and it's really well deserved. Yeah.
I think Kyle Lewis, obviously, I think he had a really good season as a half. Obviously for Manly, they came first, and when your side's scoring so many points, it's hard. And when he's scoring tries regularly, I think it's hard not to win the award. Because so many conversions and so many tries, this will rack up to the scoring more points than the other players. That sounds so obvious.
Yeah, and obviously the
But anyway,
Eli Barnes medalist for most tries in a season. Obviously, Eli Barnes has the record for most tries in a season after in the SRL. Sorry, after 5 seasons in the SRL. Joey Kelly scoring 14 tries, almost averaging just under 2 tries a game, and obviously he'll be proud of that. Joey Kelly, an amazing season he had. And I think we're all surprised, after like 5 rounds, I think Kennedy had 10. We're all surprised that Kennedy's name isn't on that top try scorer list, but Joey Kelly takes it out for the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, I do remember someone saying that Brody Kennedy was going to break the record. Like, he was on track to break the record after scoring, like, I don't know, he got like a bunch of hat tricks in like a couple of games, and people were like, oh yeah, he's going to definitely break this award. But then he only got up to 10, so I was sort of surprised for him not to get up there. But yeah, nah, good work, Joey Kelly. He was a score. He loves scoring tries, eh? He just wouldn't stop. He's such a good player, and yeah, nice to see him get the Eli Barnes medal.
Yeah, look, I think obviously both these players had tremendous seasons. Now, before we get on to obviously awarding some of our awards, obviously the next 3 awards we have up on center, underrated player of the year and winger of the year, which will be named very shortly. I'd like to go through of sort of how we've worked out how these MVPs were named. Now, obviously the SIMVP, sorry, I should say the LB Strange player of the year is awarded to the player who racks up the most points, which are 3, 2, 1 awarded on statistical efforts by our players in each of their matches. The best player obviously getting the 3 points, second best getting 2 points, and third best getting 1 point in each match. The top 3 players on the leaderboard will automatically earn their position in the team of the year, and the rest of them are voted by a panel of judges to determine our team of the year and our other special awards. So I think without further ado, let's get to our first award, which is the Centre of the Years. The nominees are Lucas Deuce, Nate Pute, Dom Pongston, and Josh Saddlecart. What are our thoughts on these 4 nominees, lads?
Well, yeah, obviously they've had center's not really that position where you see really going hard every game. So it was probably going to be really hard for you, Lachlan, to pick a center or nominees for center of the year. And so I'm glad to see these 4 up there. They've all had excellent seasons. The most iconic that I can think of this season was probably Lucas Deuce and Josh Shuttlecart. But you know, everyone had excellent seasons up there, and I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, it's a bit hard, but probably Deucey and Saddlecart to get it, in my opinion. But we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah, Tim, I think that these centers have had tremendous seasons. For centers, they've done incredibly well. I think this is the best I've seen centers do in a while. But me personally, I think I probably agree with you. Saddlecart and Deuce probably just edge it out for me. Those two were just so good all season long and were so consistent for their respective sides
Yeah,
and so important to their side's success. So that's what
yeah.
edges it out for me.
Yeah, without further ado, the LB Strange Centre of the Year is Lucas Deuce and Nate Pute. Congratulations,
Wow.
boys.
I didn't
Congrats to them,
see that.
boys.
I didn't
Well
see that one
deserved.
coming. Yeah, well
Well
done,
deserved.
Deucey and Pute. Obviously they had pretty good seasons, but I thought Saddlecar was going to get up there, but I was obviously wrong. Pute and Deuce. Well, I couldn't agree anymore. Actually, that was pretty good. They both have had great seasons. I think it's Pute and Deuce's first seasons, eh? Are they rookies?
Yeah, it's interesting. All three of the 4 of the
Yeah.
centres were actually rookies. Obviously, Don Pogston, another one of the nominees who was a rookie. Sadokar was the only player who isn't in his first. I think it's his 3rd season, Sadokar. Interestingly
Yeah.
enough, I think Pute and Deuce were able to make a lot more meters than Saddlecut, where Saddlecut was finishing a lot more tries off. So,
Yeah.
overall, 4 very good players. All of them have reasons they deserved it, but I think Deuce and Pute are the right calls.
Yeah, I see
I
why
think
that was called.
I think the main reason why Subtlecart didn't win it was because he did so well in the middle. It was predominantly the middle where he's so dominant. Because Subtlecart, as we all know, is one of the players that can do so damn much damage in the middle. But at center, he's probably not as much damaging. But I think Pute and Deuce, from my knowledge, played 80 every game at center. Probably gave him a better chance than Subtlecart. But yeah, I think those two deserved it a little bit more than Subtlecart.
Yep.
I think without further ado, let's move on to our next award, the underrated player of the year. Our nominees are Marshall Edwards, Cherry Evans, Kobe Johnston, and Kieran Wells. Our thoughts, boys?
Yeah, obviously 4 good players. I didn't expect to see Kobe Johnson up there actually, because he's a really good player and noticed within the SRL community. But it's pretty funny to see his name in there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kobe did take it. He's such an excellent player at second row, and he's a really he's a workhorse for the Cowboys. But yeah, I reckon Kobe Johnston will take this underrated award over the other 3. So yeah, Crane Kobe.
Liam,
Yeah,
thoughts?
I think that Cherry Evans, he won it last season, did he not? If so, I think he's going to be hard to stop. I don't see many talking about him. So it may be a challenge for the other 3 nominees to get over him.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. I think all 4 players had their moments, but also all 4 of them weren't really as noticed as much as they should have been. I mean, Marshall Edwards was really damaging for Raiders, and he sort of don't know if anyone's really talking about him. Kieran Wells, had he had some very good moments at the middle for the Cowboys, similar with Johnston, just sort of doing his work on the ends. Cherry Evans, he's probably up there with the Eels' best players, and just I think because of Kennedy, no one really mentions him. But without further ado, our most underrated player of the season is Cherry Evans.
Oh, not bad. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he had how much was it? He had a lot of try assists actually this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did win it. So congratulations, Cherry Evans, 2 times.
Yeah, yeah, Cherry Evans back to back winning the most underrated player in the SRL. Maybe he should have the named after him. The way he's going, but
Yeah,
I just don't think he gets the credit he deserves for his performances each week. He's just got such a quality kicking game, especially the grubbering. Um, I don't think I see many others have a better grubbering game than Cherry Evans. So I just think he executes that
yeah.
grubber to
He loved
perfection every
threading the
time.
needle. He loved threading the needle to
Yeah,
Brody Kennedy, didn't he? Most of those try assists probably came from Brody Kennedy, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it
it will
doesn't
be a
matter.
challenge. It will be a challenge next season, I think, though, to maintain that level of try assists without Kennedy there. It'll be interesting to see who they get at fullback because it may be a struggle if they don't have a quality fullback.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Cherry Evans, once again. I think it's time to move on to our next award, the winger, or should I say, LB Strange wingers of the nominees are Tyron Clay, Marshall Edwards, Jacob Morrison, and Tara Maxwell. What are our thoughts on this, boys?
um, yeah. These wingers, they're really hard to pick because they've all had excellent seasons. Tyron Clay and Jacob Morrison, they actually all had lots of SIMVP points before going behind closed doors. So I would not be surprised if Tyron Clay gets up there, but I'm going to go with my heart, and because I'm a Raiders player, I reckon Marshall Edwards probably wins one of the wingers of the year, clearly because of how, damaging he was with his stepping and stuff. So I'd probably go Marshall Edwards and Clay. Liam?
Yeah, fair enough, Tim. I think that those are good choices. Because I'm going to be unbiased. I think a little bit. I think Marshall Edwards and probably Jacob Morrison win the awards, but we'll see how it does.
Yeah.
Alright, I think without further ado, let's get straight into it. Our Season 5 LB Strange wingers of the season are Marshall Edwards and Titera Maxwell. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
boys. Yeah, well deserved. I couldn't agree more, actually. Marshall Edwards and Tatata Maxwell. Maxwell, obviously, I've got a bone to pick with him because of what happened in the last grand final, but yeah, well deserved for both players. Well done, Marshall Edwards and Tatata. Good work.
Yeah, it's good work from both of those lads. They deserve that award and will be written in the SRL history books.
Yeah, well done.
Adds to Titera Maxwell's tally to obviously last year getting that moment that won him the grand final to back it up the next year and become the winger of the season. I think that's a job well done from Titera Maxwell.
Yeah, good bloody work.
Alright, I think it's about time we give you guys a little update on the SIMVP standings after round 5. So, let's take a look at who earned the points throughout round 5 of the SRL in Season 5. Dustin Richards earned 3 points. Brody Kennedy, 2 points. Simon Hunt, 3 points. Kyle Lewis, 2 points. Jacob Morrison, 3 points. As we take a look at our updated standings now on the screen, Brody Kennedy extends his lead out to 9 points, with Dustin Richards following closely behind him on 6 points. Tyron Clay, Simon Hunt, and Kyle Lewis are tied third with 5 points, followed by Matt Harris, Chris Lord, and Jacob Morrison all on 4 points, with Jackson Allison and Eli Barnes rounding out the top 10 on 3 points.
Is this the round based off the round 5 games, or is this based off the round 6 games? Round 4 games?
Round 5 games.
Round 5?
Yes.
So this was when the Rabbitohs played the Eels. All right, I can understand Dustin Richards getting 3.
That's pretty close.
Well,
it's getting pretty close. Ooh.
It is getting close.
All right.
Obviously, Brody Kennedy extending his lead out to 3. 3 in front of Dustin Richards. Clay, Hunt, and Lewis are close by. Kennedy, he's already 3 in front. Obviously, there's still, I think, 3 or 4 games to go left in the season. Obviously, still plenty of time to be caught. But do we think he can get caught?
I think he can. I don't think he can, actually. Remind me if I'm wrong. Yeah, remind me if I'm wrong, but it's around this time where he starts to, sort of go off, but then go down.
No, I think he's already had his go-off period.
Oh, okay.
I think this was when his go-off period was. I think it sort of ended after the next week. After the week against the Cowboys.
I sort of think he gets up there, to be honest. I'd be surprised.
Well, we'll have to wait and see then as we move on to our next award, the Rookie of the Season for Season 5. Our nominees are Daniel Hellier, Christian McKay, Dom Pogston, and Dustin Richards.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Lachlan. These nominees have had phenomenal seasons, and I think any of the 4 could be well-deserved recipients of the award. So I think it's going to be a close one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Hellier does win it because of how good he was playing for Penrith when he got there. When he got there, he was going, I don't know, what's the word for it? I can't even find the word for it. He was just going so good for the Panthers, and he's the reason they was at the top for so long. And I would not be surprised if Hell Yeah does sort of take this away.
Yeah, he gets the forwards running onto it, doesn't he, Tim? I think
Yeah.
that's what really but it's an unseen stat. I'm not sure if Rookie of the Year is based off stats or not. It could be. Is it Lachlan?
It is not
It's
based
not,
on
is
that.
it?
It is based off the obviously the panel voting on our
Okay, so I
yes.
could see him winning it.
Okay. Well, I think
Oh,
without further ado, we should probably get to our Rookie of the Year recipient. The Rookie of the Year for Season 5 in the SRL is Dustin Richards.
okay. I see. That's pretty good. I understand if that was why he was selected. He was such a good player for the Rabbitohs. He was one of the most
Yeah.
He stood out for me, to be honest.
20 meters did he average?
I think it
Yeah,
was close to 100. I think it was over 180.
I think it was like
yeah.
187 or something. Obviously, Liam, he's on your outside every day. Do you want to tell us a bit about Dustin? What's he like, as a player?
Yeah, he's a great player, obviously. He's a tall bloke, got a bit of arrogance behind him. But yeah, he just works in, rips in every game, and has got a good attitude. I think he's one to prosper for his SRL career. He should do well for the next seasons to come.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he goes. Obviously, I don't even know if I remember a forward ever getting more than that. It's his rookie season, so the sky is endless. Sorry, the height, it's endless. It's endless. The limit for Dustin Richards of how high he can go. I think it's time to move on to our next award. Obviously, the best of the bench. Our nominees
Ooh.
are Jackson Allison, Lennox Prakash, Hugh Snow, Sabbath Tuua.
Oh. Well, I would not be surprised if Jackson Allison wins it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Liam Cowboys, but you you have a role at the Rabbitohs called the Jackson Allison role because of how
Um,
the impact players. Am I wrong?
yeah, you're not wrong. Next season, I think everyone just calls it the Jackson Allison role. Realistically, I think that just shows how good of a year he's had, and I think that I would be surprised if he doesn't win this award.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. He's been electric for the Broncos. He was clearly one of their best players this year, actually, because of his really good runs and how much of like a workhorse he was. But yeah,
Yeah, I think I have to agree. Obviously, I think Sabtu and Lennox Prakash were doing similar things, coming off the bench of impact. Maybe not to the extent that Jackson did, but they're definitely doing similar things. I think the difference is, though, Jackson never even started the game, and he was arguably playing better footy than them, where Prakash and Tua had started different points. Same with Houston, obviously different position, but did still have that impact off the bench. It'll be interesting to see who wins that award. With the best of the bench in Season 5 in the SRL going to Jackson Allison. Don't think there's
yeah,
any real surprises there.
no surprises at all. It was pretty clear that he was going to win it after this year. How good of a season he's had, and yeah, good work, Jackson Allison. Yeah, you earn it, mate. Good work.
Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah, Jackson Allison really deserved to win that award. He's obviously, as I said, he's got a role named after him in that 15 role and coming on to that left back row spot. He just does wonders for the Broncos. Gets a lot of ball and makes a fair few line breaks every game, so he does really well for his team.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to agree. Obviously, I think Jackson, tremendous player. I think, obviously, being the current Australian captain, I'm interested to see if he plays himself in that role for Australia. I think it's hard not to with how well he's done it. But yeah, I think it's time. I know everyone's anxiously waiting for this. Time to move on to our update for the LB Strange medal after just 6 rounds. The players of note who earned points in round 6 were the following: Chaz Dingo, 3 points. Simon Hunt, 3 points. Kane Chapman-Kenny, 2 points. Chris Lord, 3 points. Tatida Maxwell, 2 points. As you take a look at our top 10 standing after 6 rounds in the SRL Premiership, Brodie Kennedy still out in front on 9 points. Simon Hunt, second on 8 points. Chris Lord closely behind him on 7. Chaz Dingo on 6. Dustin Richards on 6. Kane Chapman-Kenny, Tyron Clay, and Carl Lewis, and Tatida Maxwell on 5. And Matt Harris on 4.
Oh, it's getting pretty close now. Jeez, I didn't expect
Yeah.
that, eh? Simon Hunt, he's just 1 point away from Brodie Kennedy. Like, Jesus, I didn't even expect him to get caught just like that. I didn't even expect the play like Simon Hunt to get up there. Wow, that's exceptional. Wow. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, should be really close. And
That's right.
Alright, I think it's obviously Brodie Kennedy still in front of 9. But don't look away yet, because obviously Simon Hunt and Chris Lord getting pretty close up there. Not to forget Chaz Digger, Dustin Richards still in arm's length. One man of the match performance would see him tie Brodie Kennedy. Let's move on to our next award, which is Prop of the Season. Our nominees are Stace the Pace, Luke Malkus, Logan Strange, and Jordan Williams.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Stace the Pace obviously had such a good season for Cowboys, so I'm not going to go past him for one of the props of the year. So Stace the Pace and probably Jay Will are the most ones that stand out to me, only because they played for such good teams and how they performed for the good teams was like the only reason I'm picking them. So I'm going to go with Jay Will and the Pace. But, Malkus and Strange did have good seasons, but I don't think they're going to get up there, clearly. What do you reckon, Liam?
yeah, I think Jordan Williams had an incredible season. So I think he'll be able to stop for this award. So, yeah, I would be surprised if he didn't win one of the spots.
Alright, I think
Alright.
it's time we move on to the winners of that award. And the LB Strange props of the season are Stace the Pace and Jordan Williams. Congratulations, boys.
Yeah. Good work. Well deserved from both of them. Yeah, good work.
I didn't think it would go any other way, to be honest. I think Jordan Williams,
Yeah.
obviously, if he played big minutes, I think he was averaging around 50 or 55 minutes a game, which is big for a big boy. And Stace the Pace, he provided so much spark for the Cowboys a lot of the time. He probably was their best forward this season. Definitely one of the best middle forwards. And he just really played a very strong season.
Yeah, good work, both of you boys. Such big boppers for their teams, and it's really well deserved from both of them. So good work.
Yeah, good work for both of those players that have won the award. So Jordan Williams, he just had an incredible season, as I said. He just was unstoppable at points in this season. So I think that, and Stace the Pace, like for the Cowboys, even though they didn't make finals, he was a star for them. He was a shining light for them, for their team.
All right.
I have to agree there. I think it's time to move on to our most improved player of the season. And the nominees are Cherry Evans, Rohan Gaval, Justin Plays, and Kieran Wells.
Well, I don't think you can move much past Rohan. I think it was before this season. He only ever scored. I think he only just scored his first try like last season in the finals game. So, and now he's scoring like 4 tries this year. So I wouldn't look past him at all because of how good his kicking game was this year. his running game, which put him over for 4 tries, obviously, and his excellent tackling skill as well for a half. So I'm going to go with Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan, he'll be hard. He'll be a hard one to stop because he did score 4 tries, and his kicking game when he moved to 7 for the Broncos was tremendous. I think that it would be a hard one to stop for the award.
Yeah, and not only just that, because of how much, he only ever missed 9 tackles this season, so I think that's pretty good for a half and such a small player as well. He did pretty good, and yeah,
It's interesting with
good
Rohan
work.
because he started at hooker before he moved his way to obviously the halves. And I think it was that move from hooker to half that really just sparked something in Rohan, and he just kind of went to another level. So I do agree. I think it'd be hard to move past him as we look at the official award winner for most improved player of the season in the SRL for season 5 is Rohan Kaval. Well, there it goes. There's no real surprises there.
Nah, not really. Good work, Rohan. Keen to see you next season, and good work. Well deserved, honestly.
Obviously
Good stuff.
Yeah, Rohan.
making the move to
Rohan
obviously the
had a
Raiders
really
next
good.
year. It's gonna be interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, Rohan had a really good season, and obviously, I'm going to be excited to see how he goes for the seasons to come.
Yeah, good work, mate.
All right. I think it's time to give us another update. The 3 rounds to go in the SRL before, or 3 updates of 3 rounds of voting to be counted. Let's look at how round 7 affects the leaderboard. The points that were given out in round 7 are Joey Kelly, 2 points. Kane Chapman Kenny, 3 points. Jacob Morrison, 2 points. So look at the standing. Only 3 people affected the top 10 standings after round 7. So not much change, but a little bit of shuffling. Brody Kennedy still out in front of 9 points. A little bit more pressure to maintain KCK and Simon Hunt behind him on 8 points. Chris Lord still thereabouts on 7. Chaz Digger, Joey Kelly, Jacob Morrison, Dustin Richards, all still in arm's length on 6. And Tyrone Clay and Kyle Lewis round out at top 10 with 5 points.
Oh, wow. It's getting close now.
Realistically, I think Kennedy's going to need like 3 points in his last game. If he doesn't get 3 points against, who was it? Was it against
Warriors
Penrith?
It
Warriors,
was against
and
the
they
Warriors,
lost.
and they lost.
And he didn't play very well, from memory either.
I
think it's going to be hard for him to get 3.
I would not be surprised if he does lose his lead now, next round. How players played. I don't think Brody Kennedy's going to get it done anymore, to be honest. Unfortunately, but yeah, it sucks.
It is interesting because obviously Kennedy, he only plays 1 more game this season, obviously not having his bye yet. He'll play the Warriors next week. He decided to lose. He broke the line a bit though, so maybe he can get some meterage points. That might boost the score a little bit, but it will be I think it will be tough for Kennedy to get over from here. But we'll have to see how it goes. I think it's time to move on to the next award though. Then let's not beat around the bush here. All right. The nominees for the second rower, the LB Straight second rower of the year are Jesse Bennett, Jamal Kasarkow, Kobe Johnston, and Dustin Richards.
Oh, this is also going to be a hard one actually because all 4 of these players are really exceptional when it comes to playing and being such a workhorse for their team. I've used that term a lot tonight, so these 4 are such workhorses for their team. Bennett, because far out, Kalasaki, I can't say it. Kobe Johnson and Dustin, but if I'm going to be honest, I really feel like Dustin and or maybe Johnston or something might get it done tonight. Clearly because of how well they play out in the field most of the time. Dustin with he was he ran the ball so much and he had and he averaged 180. Is that right, Liam? He had averaged 180 run meters.
187.
Yeah, he done
187.
exceptional out there.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he is one of them to get it tonight. It's really doesn't. I can't really wrap my head around another one.
I think that obviously, I think Dustin Richards would be very hard to beat for one of them. And the other one, I think it's either of the three could win it, to be honest. And I'm really, because Jesse Bennett had a really good end to the season, but he started really slow. So it's going to be close. And I think both the Cowboys' second rowers may have a chance to win it. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. The second rowers of LB Strange's second rowers of season 5 are Jesse Bennett and Dustin Richards.
Oh yeah. Well done.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Not bad. And obviously, two great players. I've seen Dustin probably getting it, but I didn't expect. Oh, well, I probably did expect Bennett to get it, considering how well of a player he is for Manly all the time. No, yeah, well done, boys.
Yeah, Jesse Bennett's kind of interesting because I do agree, did start kind of slow, but I think as Manly started to perform better, Jesse Bennett just went like boom, and then he just started performing week in, week out, having exceptional performances. Both the Cowboys second rows, obviously, I believe they won it last year, so they're very exceptional players and they're very, very close. But in the end, Jesse Bennett narrowly takes it out.
Yeah, good work, guys.
Alright, I think it's time to move on to our Rising Star nominees for Season 5 in the SRL. Our nominees are...
Lachlan, could you...
Sorry, what's up?
Could you give some clarity? Could you give some clarity for the viewers on what the Rising Star Award means? Because I think there's some confusion sometimes on what it actually means.
Yeah, so the Rising Star is sort of a player that hasn't really reached its potential yet, but you can sort of tell is on the up. Sometimes it is a player that has only played a bit of a season or is in their rookie in their first season. Sometimes it's a player that has been in the SRL for a few seasons, but has only got their first opportunity recently. You can tell in the future they are going to star. I think that's the best way to describe it. Do we all agree with that definition?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
go ahead with the nominees then.
All right, thank you for that. I think that's a good point to do that. But anyway, our nominees are Alex Christie, Sione Mataus, Eddie Oliver, and Matthew Vaughan.
Oh, well, obviously, this is going to be a hard one as well, because I do remember Eddie Oliver, he had that really one good game. I think it was his debut game. He scored a try and set up some. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is to take it, but I think my head would be around maybe Christie or Mataus. Mataus, I'm not going to be biased or anything, but he's obviously a really good player and his kicking game is exceptional and he's just a great runner. But Alex Christie is also a good player and I think it was one game. Did he score 2 tries in a game, Alex Christie?
Yeah, it was the second of a game. He scored 2 tries.
Yeah. So I reckon it'd be Alex Christie because of just that one game and how far I can see into his career. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him, to be honest.
I think, to be honest, I'm going to bring out a smoky. I think Matthew Vaughan wins it. I think he had a pretty good year, and he's showing signs of promise as each game goes by. Obviously, I have to step up next season, but I think he's ready to step up to that big play for the Knights.
Great work.
All right, without further ado, the Rising Star Player of the Season for Season 5 is Alex Christie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alex. Great work. Great work.
I don't think there's any surprise. I think Alex Christie sort of works well, but the Knights, obviously, at the back of the year, he was actually starting at front row for the Knights. I think he's always playing really well. I think he has a really big future in the game, Alex Christie, and I'm really looking forward to see where it heads.
Yeah, I completely agree, Lachlan. I think Alex Christie well deserves the medal. He's obviously done so much. He's obviously done so much hard work for the Knights this season, and he's only going to get better. So well done to him.
All right, I think it's time we move on to our next award. The LB Strange Hooker of the Year. Our nominees are Daniel Hellier, Tim James, Mark Lee, and James Fawn.
Well, yeah, it's nice to see my name in there. Obviously, I had one of my best career seasons, of course. But if I was to be like non-biased with myself, I'm obviously going to say myself because of the season I had. But if it wasn't me, I'd probably say Daniel Hellier or James Thorne. Hellier, because of you obviously seen how he performed at Penrith, Lachlan and Liam. He worked wonders with the forwards and really managed that forward pack, and he scored a bunch of tries and also set up some. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was either him and Thorny. At Rabbitohs, he was just a voice for the forward pack also, and setting up tries and scoring them. So it'd be one of those two. But yeah, I'm gonna pick myself for now.
I think the thing about Thorne that goes under the radar, I think he's not really an assister. I think he's really good at distributing the ball, and he's really good at running the football. Those are his two main strengths. He won't get that many tries because I don't think the Rabbitohs score all that many forward tries. They're more a team that scores tries with the backs, with like Tyrone Clay, Dixon, those kind of players, even Butterfield. So I don't think Fawn's that got that many assists for those reasons.
Yeah.
I think it's time to
Right.
reveal our winner of the award. Our hooker of the LB Strange Hooker of the Year for Season 5 in the SRL is Tim James. Congratulations, Tim. You're here to receive your award, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, thank you for the award, Lachlan. I'm glad to have it in my hands again. I've won it. Oh, I'm not going to sugarcoat myself. I've won it 3 times now, but yeah, thank you. I had a great season with the Canberra Raiders, and just hope to take it all the way this year. But yeah, thank you for that, and yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, I think that was well deserved, Tim. Well deserved.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think your running game really opened up this year. You scored a lot of tries. You played a lot in the forwards too, just getting your hands on the ball a lot more. Other than just that dummy half, helping out Luke Thompson and Matthews as well as Barnes when you needed to. And I think you really stepped up this year.
Yeah, that was sort of our game plan. We sort of just wanted to get more open this year, and it helped me work with more of the backs. And yeah, I'm just glad that really worked this year, and we made the finals, and it made me look good. I sort of stat padded a little bit with the running meters, but it's all good. I'm glad I got up there, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's time we take a look at an update of this MVP leaderboard. Obviously, 2 rounds to go. We're about to have a look at the point earners from round 8. The notable point earners from round 8 consist of Chris Lord, 3 points. Kane Chapman-Kenny, 2 points. Brody Kennedy, 1 point. Chaz Dingo, 2 points. Joey Kelly, 3 points. Let's look at the top 10 after round 8. Brody Kennedy still on first on 10 points, but he's joint there with Chris Lord also on 10 points. Casey Kane and Joey Kelly are 3rd and 4th on 9 points. Chaz Dingle and Simon Hunt still in arm's length on 8 points in 5th place. With Jacob Morris and Dustin Richards on 6 points, and Tyron Clay and Cole Lewis on 5 points. Unfortunately, those last 4 I mentioned can no longer win it. But we're down to, with 1 round to go, we're down to 6 players who can win it from here.
Oh wow! I'm not going to be surprised if it's a joint win now. Actually, Chris Lord and Brody Kennedy up there now. I didn't expect Chris Lord to get up there. Actually, he's sort of flown under my radar. this season. But yeah, good work to you guys for staying up there for so long. And if it's a joint win, then congratulations.
Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it will be hard for. It's obviously going to be hard for Kennedy to win it now because, as we were talking about, Kennedy's got he's tied, and it only takes really one of Lord, Chapman, Kenny, Kelly, Dingo, or Hunt to really score a decent amount of points to win the. And a lot of those players clash teams this week, so um, it may be tough for Kennedy to make sure that all those don't get points.
Yeah,
But I
it's
guess it
pretty
is
tough.
it is possible. It is
Yeah,
possible, I
it
guess.
could be possible if number 6, 5, and 4 and 3 and don't really turn up. To be honest, it's really close, and I don't know, it's really bad. But yeah, good luck.
Do we have any predictions who we think will win it? Obviously, with 1 round to go, Kennedy can no longer earn any points. He's finished his season off. Chris Lord obviously played Manly. I think he played pretty decent that game from memory. I think he played decent. Obviously, Casey K, he lost this game. So did Joey Kelly and Chaz Dingle and Simon Hunt. So Chris Lord's the only player who wins his final games. I think that comes into effect when we look at who sort of earns points in his final round to push them above Kennedy and Lord.
Not really, because I don't think the stats from Simulator, or whatever it is, takes into account who wins that heavily. Because I remember in round 3 or something when the Broncos lost by like 18 to Manly, I'm pretty sure all 3 points or something were Broncos players. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't really take winning into account. It just takes stats.
Yeah,
It doesn't, but you got to also keep in mind that because they've won, they've gotten better stats because they've won. So it's gonna be.
But didn't happen. Doesn't happen in every game though. It doesn't happen.
That's
Sometimes run
true.
of play happens, and I
That's
think
true.
Manly were the better side. Manly were the better side, I thought, in that game. So I think it may come into effect.
That's true. I think it's a good time we get into our final 5 awards before we look at who wins the SIMVP. Let's get into our nominees for the halfback of the year. The nominees are Josh Butterfield, Rohan Kaval, Kyle Lewis, and Luke Thompson.
ooh, yeah, they're obviously good halves. Joshua Butterfield, Rohan, Kyle, and Luke. Yeah, they've had really good seasons from everyone. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Rohan take it because of the season he's had this year. But yeah, all these halves have really turned up all the time. Maybe a bad game every once in a while, but other than that, they've all had really good kicking games. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Rohan takes it. But yeah, good luck.
Liam, your
Liam?
thoughts?
Yeah, I think it will probably be between Rohan or Kyle Lewis. My personal pick is Rohan. I think he's played tremendously when he's been at 7. So I think that he'll edge it out over Lewis and the other two nominees.
Yeah.
Alright, without further ado, the LB Strange halfback of the season for season 5 is Kyle Lewis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well done, Kyle Lewis. Obviously 5 tries this year, and
Top point
he was
scorer.
top point scorer, of course. And wouldn't I'm sort of surprised I didn't pick him out first to be my normal halfback of the year. But yeah, good work, pardon me, Kyle Lewis. He's obviously been the enforcer for the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, and great work, Kyle. Well deserved award. Well done.
Yeah, I think Kyle Lewis really deserves it. I think he really came into his own this year. Hasn't really done too much at Manly, to be honest, since his debut season where he had an insane season. I think he set up the most tries in a season at that point. Obviously, that record has never been broken. But yeah, Kyle Lewis really came into the. This was sort of the year where he made Manly his team. I think, obviously, Kay leaving next season, I think Kyle Lewis played really good, and I think it was probably his career best year. Kyle Lewis, well done.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
think the thing that's really helped Carl Lewis this year was he didn't really shift from hooker and stuff around and just played halves, so that probably helped him have continuity in the position he plays, which let him play his footy to a better level.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point as we look at our next award, which are the 5'8", the 5'8" of the year, the LB Strange 5'8" of the year. The nominees are Jack Carl, Cherry Evans, Will Kay, and Liam Ryan. Our thoughts?
Yeah. Sorry. 5'8". Jack Carl. I'm not going to go past him, obviously, because of the season Jack had. First season at captain, and this has nothing to do with him being a good 5'8", but him bringing this team together and him being such a great player, like getting the Broncos to the top as well. This is one of his best career years that I've ever seen from him, at least. Uh, you know, he most try assist, I think, this season. Am I correct, Lachlan?
Yes, he had 11 or was it 13? It
Yes,
was 11,
11.
11 try assists this season, which is the most, and I believe it's the most on record, 2 in 1 regular season. So
He also did, correct me if I am wrong, he also did have the most errors in this season. But I'm not, oh, no, Markley did, but Jack Carl, yeah, obviously a great season this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins 5'8" of the year. So yeah, I am.
Yeah, I think that it will be tough for all four of these all four of these nominees to get past one another. But I think the obvious choice is Carl. But I think Cherry Evans has a solid chance of winning it with the 9 try assists, so it should be interesting.
yeah, I think it should be us. Let's move on to see who wins the award. The 5'8", the LB Strange 5'8" of the season in season 5 of the SRL is Jack Carl.
Yeah,
Don't think there's any
yeah, I've seen that.
surprises.
Yeah, no surprises. Great season from Jack. 11 try assist. Was the enforcer for the Brisbane Broncos and the reason they got over the line. So yeah, good work, mate.
Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah. I think that Carl deserves that award, taking his side to a final spot after being in the mud, not winning a game in season 4. So he's done a great job, obviously, and he's taken his own game to a new level too. So great job to him.
I think it's time to move on to our third last award we have before we get to the LB Strange Player of the Year. The lock of the year for season 5, sorry. The nominees are Matthew Harris, Simon Hunt, Chris Lord, Aaron O'Heir.
Oh well. Yeah, that's. I don't know. It'd be pretty hard, but I think I'm going to go off by points this season because Chris Lord is currently tied with the daily. Sorry, the Sim MVP. So I'm going to go with Chris Lord to win it. Yeah, we get Chris Lord. What do you reckon, Liam?
I think that Chris Lord's hard to go past. But I think it could be Simon Hunt or Matty Harris. I think it really depends on the last game of the season, who gets points and who doesn't. But I think I'm just gonna go with Matty Harris. Just how good of a player he is. I think it will be hard to go past Matty Harris.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair point. Let's look at the winner of the award. The LB Strange lock of the year for season 5 is Chris Lord.
Oh yeah. I know what he had such a good season, Chris Lord, and he's such a good player. Did not see him, not losing it to anyone else. Yet, I don't know. I wouldn't correct me if I'm wrong, but he had not most line breaks for a forward, but he had a numerous amounts of line breaks, and he was such a good running forward. Said I did not see him losing this to anyone else. So yeah, good work, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Lord obviously had a pretty good year. So, but it is surprising he won it because the Cowboys were kind of not like, I don't know, the Cowboys had a pretty year. So it's a little surprising on my behalf.
Right, I think
I
it's
would have thought a good team won it.
Yeah, I think it's obviously Chris Lord playing very well. Simon Hunt was also up there. He had a very strong season for the Broncos, but it's kind of hard to go back to Chris, especially when in a losing effort against Penrith round 8. Take you back to that game. Made 7 first half line breaks. Chris Lord. He had a very good season overall. I think it's deserved, and I think Chris Lord will be I think he should be happy with this season. I believe is his back-to-back block of the year for Chris Lord.
I wouldn't have a
Would it
clue.
be? I wouldn't be surprised if he did win it last season. He was exceptional last season. So yeah. I think Jordan Williams won it last season. I wouldn't know.
We're gonna ask that team to check up on that.
Yeah, it was Chris Lord. I've got it up on here.
Oh
Yeah, Chris
okay.
Lord.
As we move on to our next
Thanks,
award,
overhauls.
our third last award for this evening, the fullback of the year. Our nominees are Kane Chapman Kenny, Chaz Dingo, Joey Kelly, and Brody Kennedy.
Oh well, yeah. This one is so much hard awards this year. Fullbacks are such a crucial member of the team, and they're usually your ones to pass through, and they just break the line, and they're the reason you're scoring your tries most of the time, other than your forwards. But bit I'm not going to be a biased man and be cut about Eli Barnes not being up there, but if I'm going to be honest, I honestly think that it's either Joey Kelly or Chaz Dingo that win it. Chaz Dingo is such an exceptional player for Manly, but Joey Kelly is a freak of nature when it comes to scoring tries, and he scored back-to-back hat tricks in one game, and he just kept on scoring. He averaged at least a try a game, or under at least 2 tries a game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joey wins it or Chaz. So yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to decipher this one. I think Chaz Dingo is obviously a great player, and I think same goes for Joey Kelly with a breakout year. So I think it would be hard to pick who wins. But if I had to have a choice, I'd probably say Joey by the whisker of his teeth.
Alright, I think it's time to get into our recipients of this award. The LB Strange fullback of the year for season 5 in the SRL goes to Brody Kennedy.
Oh, what? Oh, nah. Oh well, there's. I don't know.
Is that a
I don't know how
surprise?
to.
Is that a surprise look, Tim?
I don't. I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest. I know I was sort of blowing smoke up his I don't know if we can swear on this, but I was blowing smoke up him, and I don't know, but he did fall off at the back end of the season, and everyone, Ches Dingo's been and KCK, they've all been exceptional players, all out of their games. So I don't know how to. I don't know what to think about that. I'm a bit surprised, but yeah, nah, well done, Brody. Well deserved after all his tries that he scored for the Parramatta Eels, and yeah, well done. Oh, yeah. What do you reckon, Liam?
Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah. So obviously, I think that. So sorry, who won the award? Sorry, I wasn't paying
Brody
attention.
Kennedy. It was Brody Kennedy.
Kennedy, I think
Yeah,
that's well deserved for Kennedy to win it. So yeah, I think Kennedy probably deserved it for his that pretty good stretch on the season, midway through the year. Yeah, I think Kennedy will be proud of that season for sure.
yeah. Great work, Kennedy. Good work, mate.
Yeah, I think Kennedy, obviously, I think part of him going with the award is to be one of the only players that were earning points for the Eels. Sort of only play getting stats for the Eels. I think that goes a long way to getting Kennedy the award, obviously. He played very good, even some losing efforts, I think, against the Warriors. Although he didn't score a try in that game, he did still break up the middle a lot easier. A lot easier than he should have. I think he had like 7 or 8 line breaks in that game. But yeah, I think let's move on to our final award before we hand out the LB Strange Player of the Year. We have the Mines Player of the Season. Our
Oh
nominees
yeah.
are. I will apologize if I said his names. Apologies if I pronounce these names incorrectly. I'm not great at pronouncing these Mines players' names. I do apologize if that is the case. But the Mines Player of the Year nominees are Mike Borsons, Rex Buckingham, Lockie Cashel, Manu.
Oh,
Our thoughts?
well, someone. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't really paying attention to much of the Mines at the start of the season, but I think well, one player that did stand out to me that I just heard their names was probably Manu. He's obviously a speedy fullback and he loves to break the line a lot. He sort of reminds me of my teammate Eli Barnes. You know, excellent running fullback. So I wouldn't be surprised if Manu does take this win, purely off of what I've seen from him. But I could be wrong, to be honest. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Oh dear. What do you reckon, Liam?
Yeah, I think all four of these nominees have done tremendous stuff in the mines and should be able to take their performances to the SRL. But I think my player of the year would probably have to go to Mike Borsons. I think he's had a tremendous season for the Bathurst Blue Tongues. Um, I think he's done tremendous stuff for them with his kicking game. Uh, so especially, and his passing game's developed across the season, so it'll be interesting.
Alright, I think without further ado, let's get to the winners of the award. The Mines Player of the Season 4, Season 5 in the SRL is Lockie Cashel and Manu.
Oh, can two players win it? Yeah, joint players. Lockie Cashel. What position? I'm not even gonna ask that because I'm gonna sound like a bit of an asshole. Good seasons from both of them. Excellent players. I'm keen to see them go well in the SRL and hopefully they get drafted. To be honest, you don't really see much players getting drafted, even if they're fullbacks, and they won't be playing their pure spot due to the excellent talent at fullback. But you never know. But yeah, good work to both of them, and hope to see you guys excel in the SRL. Oh,
Yeah,
Alright, I think it's time we move on to our final update of the SIMVP. Oh, sorry, the LB Strange leaderboard for LB Strange Player of the Year. Let's have a quick look at a reminder of where we were left off at after round 8. Obviously, 6 players currently in contention. Brody Kennedy obviously doesn't play another game. He's stuck on 10 points. Chris Lord also on 10 points. KCK and Joey Kelly on 9, with Dingo and Simon Hunt on 8. The 6 plays, who can still win it? It's going to be interesting to see who takes it out. Any last minute predictions before we look at where the votes lie?
Oh, I'm going to be a bit of a, I don't know. Well, considering Chris Lord was the only player in here to actually win a game, I'm gonna say Chris Lord will probably come up there and win it, but I don't know. I'm just gonna let it go out and see where it goes because this is gonna be a close one. If I'm being honest.
I think it will be Chris Lord because, well, I won't get into it, but like if you think about it, it's pretty obvious that it'll be Chris Lord.
Let's see.
Alright, I think we'll go through the first game. The first game, obviously, was the Knights versus the Broncos. The players who could still win it in this game actually are Joey Kelly and Simon Hunt. Let's see either of them poll. First point, 1 point, Logan Guys. 2 points, Lachlan Sherney. 3 points, Alex Christie, which unfortunately means Joey Kelly, Simon Hunt have been ruled out of winning the SIMVP.
Oh, unfortunate.
Unfortunate there
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
unfortunate for them.
Obviously, the next game that was played that had a big impact on the SIMVP for Raiders versus Penrith game. Tim James, 1 point. Eli Barnes, 2 points. Marshall Edwards, 3 points. And just like Joey Kelly and Simon Hunt did, KCK cannot win the SIMVP from here, meaning it's down to Brody Kennedy, Chris Lord, and Chaz Dingo.
Oh, Jesus, it's close.
Yes, so obviously those 3 are remaining. Dingo and Lord, from memory, I think played pretty decent. And obviously Brody Kennedy can no longer earn any points. So we have to hope that Lord does not earn any points and Dingo does not earn above or does not earn 3 points. So it's going to be interesting to see which out of those to win. Are we still sticking with our predictions of Chris Lord?
I think we're gonna stick with it.
Alright then. In the Cowboys and Manly game, we had Chaz Dingo with 1 point.
Oh.
Hayden Melhurt, 2 points. 3 points, Chris Lord, and our SIMVP, LB Strange, player of the season 5 is Cowboys captain and lock forward, Chris Lord.
Oh, well deserved, Chris. Obviously had such a good season this year. I'm not gonna be in like questioning it at all. You know, obviously they didn't make the finals and they did lose a fair amount of games. So him winning it does sort of confuse me a little bit, but I'm not gonna argue with it too much. Obviously, Chris, you deserve it, mate. You done well and good work.
Yeah, it does confuse me a little bit, but as Tim said, we don't want to get into that. It's just a congrats to Chris Lord on the great season he had.
Yeah, congratulations, mate.
I think what's interesting about Chris Lord's season is I think he was one of the main players earning points for the Cowboys, and I think that sort of gave him a boost, similar to how Brody Kennedy. Obviously, I was looking at the top 10 real quick. We'll run you down what the top 10 is at the end of the regular season of the SRL. Obviously, Chris Lord finishing first with 13 points. Brody Kennedy second with 10. KCK, Chaz Dingo, Joey Kelly, and Dustin Richards tied third with 9 points. Simon Hunt on 8 points. Marshall Edwards on 7. Jacob Morrison on 6. And Eli Barnes rounds out the top 10 on 5. So big congratulations to those guys. And Chris Lord for taking out the LB Strange Player of the Year for Season 5. I think that's well deserved. I think he played very good. As I said earlier, 7 line breaks in one half against Penrith. I think that summed up Chris's season. Very dominant around the middle. I think it's a well-deserved award for an amazing season from Chris.
He had a great running year. I might say that. One of the best years I've ever seen from a lock in Chris Lord. His running game this year he took it to a next level as it appears. You know, lots of line breaks in his game, and that's what really helped the Cowboys win games. And I run the board through him and he gets things done. So yeah, congratulations, Chris. You done well, mate. Good stuff. Oh,
As we take a look at obviously the award winners as a whole, up on your screen now, I won't run us through it again, but there they are. If you were curious on, missed parts of the show or whatever, on who won what award, it's up on your screen now. Thank you, Liam, Ryan, and Tim James for joining me on the show. Congratulations to all our award winners. And I think that's it for us tonight on the red carpet. Chris Lord is your LB Strange Player of the Year for Season 5. I was your host, Dr. Martin. Thank you once again to Liam and Tim for joining me. And that's it from us. We're signing out.
thank you.